What's going on, everybody? Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I've actually spent most of my time with family. This is the first time in 2 years I've actually been able to do that. Now that I have this new job, I'm not working nights anymore like I was in the past, which has been great. My time has been more available now to actually spend with friends and family. But here we are, the end of November, early December, going right into the end of the year. Quite a lot of pickups, actually, a lot of stuff. Surprisingly, I didn't get anything for Black Friday per se. There was a lot of good deals, but I ended up getting a lot of things before Black Friday happened just because I wanted to jump on some stuff. And a lot of this is stuff that I've actually ordered in the last couple of months that have finally come in. And some exciting stuff and some surprises. So we're going to start off with one thing that I thought was kind of neat. Sega, for whatever reason, went out of their way to finally give us a vanilla version of Sonic Mania. And a couple months back, or a year ago, or whatever, I got that big collector's edition, but it never came with a physical copy, which drove me and a lot of other collectors kind of nuts. It just came on a little download card that you can get and go on and you can download game. But finally, for 20 bucks, they came out with the vanilla version of Sonic Mania. This is basically the same packaging as Sonic Mania Plus, but it doesn't have Plus on it. You can kind of see there's no mention of Mighty and Ray on the backside. This does not include a reversible cover like the Genesis one in the Sonic Mania Plus. The inside is just plain. This is the Xbox version, since that was the collector's edition version that I got. So now I finally have a physical copy to go with that, which really made me happy. And then somebody was talking on the Megavision's Discord about, well, does the Switch version have anything special in it? Because this was released both on the Xbox, PS4, and the Switch. And I went and picked up the Switch copy just because it's kind of nice to have it on the go. But it doesn't have anything special in it either. It just comes with the mention of getting the DLC that you can download. Does not come with a code on it. Of course, the cartridge there, but nothing else on the inside. So I would really recommend this if you actually got the collector's edition and you want a physical copy. Now's your chance to get it. It's only 20 bucks. Pretty cheap to pick up. However, if you want the extra goodies like the art book, you can still find some of those copies of Sonic Mania Plus available out there. So that's probably worth the extra $10 to really get that version. Plus you get the download and everything for Mighty and Ray. Moving on from that, surprisingly, a friend of mine was selling off his games. He's getting ready to move out of the States. And Matt went and picked him up a bunch of Dreamcast stuff. And one of them was, he had some demo discs, which I haven't actually come across these before. So Matt gave them to me. But we've got Rush 2049 demo disc, so I'm kind of interested. I don't think this has anything different. Well, it's obviously going to be different to demo of before the game is released. But I want to kind of find out what the difference is between that and the retail release. Along with that, we also have Army Men's Sarge's Heroes on the Dreamcast as well, another demo disc. So I'll have to check that out and kind of do a comparison between the two. But those are ones that I actually didn't even know existed as demos, and I'm not sure how many people are actually aware of that. So some unique items there. That'll go right into the collection for Dreamcast. Moving on to Vita, that seemingly is all I get anymore. I finally got a copy of Habroxia, a shooter or shmup for the PlayStation Vita. Comes with the card. I haven't actually opened this yet. This soundtrack is also included along with a numbered certificate. This is number 1,258, and I think only maybe 2,500 copies were made. I could be wrong on that. Probably am. I've been on a mech thing lately. So, and PlayAsia was having some sales on some of their games for Black Friday. And I ended up picking up Super Robot Wars V. Was really interested in this. I don't play strategy RPGs too much, but they have guest characters from Evangelion and Fullmetal Panic. Not to be confused with Fullmetal Alchemist, but Fullmetal Panic, which is probably one of my favorite mech series of anime. So I kind of wanted to grab this. It was fairly cheap, and it came pretty quick. So interested in checking that out. Along with that, a unique one for the Vita. This is SD Gundam Generations Genesis. This is unique because this game, as you can see, is a little thicker than a normal Vita box would normally be. This actually came with 2 games. It's the only Vita game that comes with 2 cartridges. It's kind of interesting. I actually have them here. So we have Game Card 1 and Game Card 2. And they have some unique art on them. So you have the Cola's front sides, and on the back side you have the art from all the different mechs from the various Gundam series. This doesn't have any guests like the Super Robot Wars does. This is strictly Gundam itself, just in SD or like super deformed art style. But it covers everything from like the early Gundam all the way to Unicorn or Unicron. I don't know. I'm not huge into Gundam itself. There was some DLC, unfortunately, I'll never be able to get because I think they have like the Gundam Wing DLC, but it's exclusive and I don't have a Japanese account. But I just thought it was unique that this actually exists. As far as I'm aware, this is one of the few Vita games that has not actually been dumped. Just because of the install, you have to install card 1, then it asks for card 2, and then back to 1 to be able to play the game. So I thought that was pretty unique. Along with the sale, they had reprints of this. This is Sword Art, or Excel World versus Sword Art Online. Excel World I'm sort of familiar with, just because they were in Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax. But this is kind of just another Sword Art Online game where you get to choose your character. It's an RPG, you go around leveling up. You're able to kind of fly and all that stuff, but they only have 500 copies left of this, and this is one I missed out some time ago, a few years back, and then it went out of print. But it came back for a short amount of time, and I think they still have a few copies left. Then, of course, this is actually a game I've been eyeing for a long time, and I finally just pulled the trigger to get it. This is Uppers. This is a sort of 3D beat-em-up game, developed by the same guy who did the Senran Kagura series. So there's actually a cameo appearance by one of the girls in this game, but I want to say if she was a download, which unfortunately I won't be able to get. But I always wanted to try this, and as far as I'm aware, Europe is getting a English version of this for the PlayStation 4, kind of a remaster, so it's up in, it's redone in 1080p, and with English subtitles, which this is strictly Japanese, it's not in English. But I wanted to grab it because I did see some footage on it, and it seemed fun, so, and I like the art style. Another limited run release here. I picked up Corpse Killer. This was a old Sega CD FMV game. I used to own it on the Sega CD. It wasn't really one of my favorite games, so I ended up just getting rid of it. I don't know really why I decided to go and get it again on the PS4, but now I have all 3: Night Trap, Double Switch, and now Corpse Killer, so I have at least those 3 FMV games on the PlayStation 4. But yeah, interesting little game. Some unique stuff. I got Switch games. Again, I don't know why. I picked up Luigi Mansion 3. It seems like everybody's grabbing this, but I was a big fan of Luigi's Mansion 1 and 2, so I figured why not. We'll get the 3rd game. Everybody pretty much knows about it. Then at Best Buy, this is actually a game I missed out on that I thought I would pass on, and I figured, it's not a big deal, I don't really need it, it's cool. But then I saw it at Best Buy, and it was like, you know, maybe I should grab it. I heard it's kind of fun. So I picked up Freedom Planet on the Switch, which is kind of a Sonic clone. It started as a Sonic project, I guess, and kind of became its own thing. So I thought, yeah, why not? I'll give it a try. And of course, actually before I get into that, I picked up this really cool thing. I got another Saturn controller. This is the wireless one from Retrobit. I'm really liking this controller. I actually played through a full game of Sonic 3D Blast on the Saturn just to test it out. It works very well. It comes in this really cool little box, which I thought was unique. So I still have the plastic on it, but this kind of pops open, and inside you have a felt cushion here for the controller. It also comes with a USB adapter for your PC, so you can use it on your PC. and it's actually attached to my Saturn right now. But there's another adapter for the Sega Saturn. And I believe this also works on the PlayStation 3 and the Switch. I haven't tested that yet to really know for sure. But I just thought it was kind of cool as a collector item, since I seem to be collecting all kinds of Saturn controllers. So I have like the white one, the blue one, the black one, the gray one. So yeah, it's not really intentional. It's just something that sort of happened. But the big game for this month, of course, I'm not a huge super fan, but I've been into the series since it came out on Dreamcast. Of course, I'm talking about Shenmue 3. I did get my kickback version with the really kind of disappointing cover for it. The game itself is the same game you would find at Best Buy, Amazon, Walmart, Target, any of those. This is the copy I'm currently playing. I'm pretty far into it. I'm really liking it. It is definitely made for the fans. The same stiff dialogue. The graphics kind of look like what they would have been on a newer Dreamcast, in a sense. I like it. It's kind of nice to actually play through this. You know, I've met Lisa Wilkerson a couple times, and hearing her reprise her role as Joy is really fun. And some of the neat little cameo appearances and such in it is really neat to see. But I didn't get. I'm still waiting on the PC version. I did back that originally before I got the PS4 version, so I'm still waiting on some of the goodies for that. But I didn't go all in. I'm not Adam Korlick. I didn't order multiple copies of it. I'm not in the game. You won't see any of me in there except for in the backer credits at the end of the game, I believe. But also, I picked up the still case version since I didn't feel like I needed to have multiple copies of Shenmue 3 the game. I just picked up the steelbook case for 20 bucks itself. So I got that. And then the big thing, or one of the big things, I did end up getting the limited run version simply because I wanted to have the Dreamcast case that comes with it. I'm not really going to open this thing up, but I will show you some of the stuff on the back. So you can see it comes with some patches, the Dreamcast case down there in the bottom, the game, and it comes with a little light box. But yeah, this thing is massive. But I jumped on that just because it was Shenmue, and I really wanted to have the Dreamcast cases to go along with. I don't know if you can see, if I can get out of the way here. Yeah, you can kind of see the Shenmue stuff I have back there, Rio and Londi, and the soundtrack, and Shenmue 2 for the Dreamcast. But yeah, so that'll go up there too. Now this is actually something I got last month, and I forgot to show it off, but this thing is huge. I got another arcade board. This one a buddy was getting rid of and gave me a really good deal on it. But this is Marvel vs. Capcom for the CPS2. I already did the Affinity Key, so there was no longer a suicide battery in it. So it is now anti-suicidal, in a way. If you want to know more about the Infinity Key, I did a video on that on the Darkstalkers that I have. But I'm actually really excited to have a second CPS2 game. And I love the Marvel vs. Capcom series. So I was really thrilled to get a hold of this. This game can be somewhat more, pretty expensive on eBay to find, especially the North American version, which is what this one is. The other versions, I think, are you see the Japanese version, which has a green case to it. But specifically wanted the North American version just to go along with the American version of Darkstalkers I got. I hope to pick up some more CPS2 games later on. But however, there was another thing that I got, and I'm not going to show pictures of it because there's pictures of it all over the place. But I did get the arcade 1-up version of the Marvel Superheroes. Two of those games were CPS2 games. And the only thing that I can say about that is Punisher is cool. But I already had Children of the Atom and Marvel Superheroes for the Sega Saturn. And it's pretty much the same. I'm okay with it. Yeah, I kind of think 1-Up Arcade did a shady thing where They send you an email and they say, hey, your arcade will be on the way shortly, but we're not going to send you any shipping information. Oh, and by the way, you can't cancel it. It's already been past the 30 days, which I didn't even know was in their fine lines of when you pre-ordered them, which I thought was kind of crappy. And there's other people who have complained about that same thing as well. I had some trouble putting mine together. It didn't go together as it was supposed to. I had to take some liberties to cut some extra lines in, and I had to replace some parts to actually get it to kind of complete. I had a lot of cam locks that didn't work. They were threaded incorrectly, and it frustrated me. It probably took me close to 3 hours to put that thing together, and it shouldn't have done that at all. But for kind of a do-it-yourself arcade cabinet, overall, the build quality is so-so, not the best in the world. The screen is really crisp, though. The games play fine. I like the fact that they have the solid buttons and joysticks in them. Granted, they're not like the other type of stick and button I'm used to. Not Hori. Man, can't believe that Suzo Hap. The Hap buttons and sticks are usually what I'm used to, because that's what I played a lot in the arcade, and what a lot of my other arcade systems all use is Hap buttons and sticks, because I only use the Sanwas for consoles, or the occasional I get to play at Greg's place on the candy cabs, which one day I will have my own candy cab. But yeah, so I've gone through this video long enough. You'll probably see some of my rants about the 1UP Arcade on Twitter. Other than that, that's all I got for this month. As always, I thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time.